Let's go to Andy Harris, the Maryland congressman, who wasn't too keen on Kevin McCarthy in the beginning, ended up voting for Kevin McCarthy. I would suppose, Congressman, on the notion that he follows through. What if he doesn't or can't?
Well, look, I think Kevin's going to make a real effort. He did in the negotiations. These are very good faith negotiations. That's why he was able to convince the holdouts to go with him in the end. A lot of the things we're asking for are common sense: single subject, germaneness of amendments, 72-hour rule to read a bill, make efforts to decrease some of the domestic spending that is just out of control now while preserving defense. These are all things that are achievable.
So when it comes to making good on making sure that spending is kept under control, there's been some criticism here that you're going after non-defense spending but not defense spending. Yet part of the agreement, I guess, was keeping spending at this year's levels well into next year, which, of course, with inflation and population growth, et cetera, could be deemed by some to be cutting spending, including defense spending. Are you for that?
No, and we should be able to do this without cutting defense spending. We're keeping the overall spending level the same. But again, families have had to deal with inflation. Look, the federal government's going to have to deal with inflation. The fact of the matter is we needed to get the budget under control, need to get the deficit and debt under control. This is a first step. And the people who say that this is a cut to defense don't understand what the agreement was, because it clearly does not say you have to cut defense spending.
The only reason why I mentioned it, sir, is Jim Jordan has said that Republicans should be open to cutting some defense spending, and that maybe with all this wokeism and all these requirements attached to that, it would be wise, and it would show to everyone that everything is fair game. What do you think?
Sure. There's some efficiencies that we can wring out of the Defense Department. There's no question about it. Some of the woke policies, the need to buy green fuel for our fighting ships and our fighting airplanes when I'm sure China's not buying green fuel. I mean, these are expenses that we probably can't afford, that we can negotiate on. There's waste in every department, but I think the big cuts are going to be in non-defense spending. I think defense spending will be mostly preserved.
Let me ask you very, very quickly then about some of these other issues that came up that any one of your members, yourself included, could oust the Speaker if it came to that. Now, you're simply returning to what were policies before Nancy Pelosi. I understand that. But do you think that you or anyone else would do that?
I think, Neil, the threshold is very, very high to do that. Again, this has been in place for over 100 years. No speaker has ever been removed with this provision, even though it was a single-member provision for all this time. And we went through the Civil War with this provision in place and no speaker removed. The fact of the matter is, it's not an easy decision to make a motion to remove a speaker. I don't think it'll be done, because I think if Kevin McCarthy shows the same good faith in executing the agreement as he did in negotiating the agreement, we're going to be just fine.
All right, we'll watch it closely. Congressman, I'm glad to not have to call you Congressman-elect. It was going on and on day after day, so now you're a congressman.